So, back from holiday, time for cards. So, let's just clear that. Just going to clear it. You ready to work? Cool. Let me just clear some of my stones just to make sure. To be honest with you, I don't really need to clear these. The majority of these were washed in the seawater, so totally cleansed. And I did ask if I could take it, because I know some people will find that you shouldn't really take stones and that unless you are allowed to do so. And hopefully everything knows that it's in a good position here. Ooh, nice bit of smoke. So I'm going to do a quick reading using the Celtic Magic Oracle cards because, well, it seems appropriate. Haven't used these for a while. And generally they've been really nice readings, and I think also, I'll be honest, I am going for the Celtic connection, which I just feel is part of me, part of who I want to be. I'm going to do a reading because I feel over the past couple of days, and several other people have said as well, since the lunar eclipse, there is a shift in the energy. Personal perception, I think, has changed. I think there is a slight change in the dynamics at play here in the world, and hopefully it's the opportunity for us to start realising that we have a choice to make to get onto the right path. Okay. Oh, a bit more smoke. Oh, we're going really smoky tonight. Actually, do you know what? I feel like it probably is something that I need to do. Oof. Right, highly likely I've just gone OTT on the smoke, but then again, could be just that we need a bit of clearing. Right, let's get some cards down and see what we get this evening. I am going to say thank you for anyone who has come and joined my channel while I was away. I'm going to just say card reading is part of what I do, as well as videoing cats and obviously having a good time in Ireland. Appreciate that this may not be what you were expecting or wanting. If you can hang with me, great. I do feel that cards are a great way to connect and get insight on things that are going on in the world. They have been very informative. I've been told that. I did another card reading for someone while I was away. Again, she did say that she did get something out of it and she found it useful. Okay. So, all I'm going to do is, now that I'm back, what has changed with the energy and my direction? I am specifically asking for myself. However, what people find is if you tune in or you find a card reading that actually resonates with what's going on, you can take the message provided and hopefully it gives you some guidance and some motivation, help to move away from negativity. Right, what's changed? Where's my situation going? Possibly got some cards coming out, so I'll do 2 piles and then I'll split the rest. You wanted to split there? Go ahead. Right. Okay, so for anyone who hasn't seen these, if you're interested, pendulums are, for me, in my opinion, a very easy way to connect with your higher self, with your guides. You can use them on their own, which I do. So show me yes, show me no, show me no. So, as you say, when I said yes, it's circled. When I said ask for no, it just does a line, so I know which cards to pick. So, oh, it's changed its mind. Right. Let's see what we've got. Okay, show me cards that I need to see. Okay, I've got 3 cards. Right. Any order? Okay, first card, anchor card. Second card, outcome. Okay, anchor, outcome, middle. Oh yeah, oh, sometimes it does this. Right, I'm just going to move this and see what it does. Anchor, middle, outcome. Are those 2 to read together? Is this the direction? Okay, alright, I'll do that then. So, let's just see what we get, shall we? Okay, so first card. Again, I need to just tip that down a little bit. Let's just turn that way from me. There we go, sorry. So, herbal potion. Create and heal. Your magic is potent. So, that would be our anchor card. That is the overall message for the reading. So, the next card I got, ironically, I did mention it at the beginning of the video. The stones that I had been washed in salt water, crystal water, purify your mind. Clarity comes with calm. And at the moment, I do feel a lot calmer. Not as aggravated. I feel there's a bit of clarity as to where I need to be and what I need to do. So, again, as I said, that makes sense for me. And also the other thing that I get with it is that was, okay, I wasn't wearing a dress. It was a bit too cold for that. But literally, I spent a lot of time on the beach just watching the water, watching it ebb and flow, remembering that that is an essential part of who we are. Mood for sage. Let's see. There's another reason why I'm doing a bit of sage tonight as well, is for those that have followed, I have an interest in astrology. I'm starting to do a course. I watch a lot of astrology videos. I do know at the moment that although we're now moving out of the solar eclipse energy, Pluto and Mars are coming into force. They're squaring each other at the moment, and it's going to bring up lots of changes for people, possibly confrontation, possibly uncovering who's really your friend and who's your backstabber, which actually came up in a reading today for one of my rising sign. The reading said that it will be a time where I will truly uncover who's my friend and who's not. I'm pretty clued up as to that, but it's interesting that possibly, I think, the masks will slip so that the truth will be uncovered. We'll just leave it at that. And talking of that, the other one we've got here is Guardian's Shield. Protection surrounds you. Trust in your safety. So again, this is something that I think has come to be is it felt there was a sense of release. I will honestly say, when we were flying over Donegal and coming into land, there was the possibility that the plane would not be able to land because there was a storm going through. And that storm suddenly lifted, and I had the most glorious views from a plane of all the islands, of the beaches, of the just so dramatic landscape before I landed that I actually choked up a bit because I was so I was emotional, and I didn't expect that, but it was the feeling of going home. And as I said to people, it always feels like I'm coming back home. I've not lived in Donegal. I've visited. I had long holidays in Donegal, but I've never lived there. But every time that I go back, it feels like I'm going home. And I think maybe this is why, because it is where I feel protected. You can feel the magic. You feel safe. So that is what I get this evening. I do feel that there was a certain amount of release and healing done. There was a certain amount of release and the feeling that finally, for once, I might get to choose the path that I want to walk on and work on. I think this speaks volumes to me because I have allowed myself over the past couple of months and over the past year to be affected by other people's emotions and thoughts. Now that I've gone back to work, where before I've been anxious, I think I've realised that I have been picking up on their energy, their anger, their hatred. This week, although I've still felt it, at the same time I've been able to laugh is probably the wrong way to do it, but it was a sense of what happens will happen. I need to reconnect with the more magical side of me. This is where the readings come from. I know it's not everyone's ball game. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. And believe me, in Ireland, there was a lot of cup of teas. Not for me, but it's a running joke. I've just got to work on getting to where I want to be. This is something I enjoy doing. Again, as I said, to those that joined for the cat, the animal and the travel videos, I appreciate it that you did choose to subscribe, and I appreciate that this may not be what you expected to get. If you want to leave, I completely understand. If you are happy to just enjoy the travel videos, the cat videos, which there will be many, and also various animals that I find along the way, feel free to enjoy it. If you could be kind enough to actually leave your subscription, again, that would be appreciated. This is kind of the energy and the place that I want to create. So if you are happy to come along for the ride, as I said, be part of the tribe, you're more than welcome. Again, I have said it before, if people do want to have a reading done, at the moment, I am quite happy to do it. Leave a message under this video. I would say, look at a deeper question. It's easy for people to put up messages asking, where do I find love? Will I find love? Will I get the perfect job? And what I'm finding is that the readings that I am doing are not giving direct answers to those questions, but what they are doing is giving people guidance as to what they need to work on in order for them to be in a place where, when provided with the opportunity, they will be better able to make the right choice and be able to find stability in what they want. I'm going to leave it there, a bit longer than I wanted. Hope you're all having a good week. As I said, Mars and Pluto may be stirring up some issues. If this gives you anything, stay calm. Focus on yourself. You know that you're protected. And together we'll find a way to heal and move forward. Thank you for listening.